What is up, everyone? Jesse here with Adventure Endeavor, and today I want to talk a little bit about our tow rig, specifically how we've set it up and how it's working. There are a few things that we've done to it that we love, a few things that we like, and there's a few things that are just so amazing that it's something you probably should be doing to your truck in some way, shape, or form. So they're in no particular order for the likes, the dislikes, stuff like that. We're just going to kind of walk around the truck, talk about it. Alright guys, so this is our truck here. It is a 2018 Ram 4500. We bought it used. It had a flatbed, but we've done a lot of modifications to it. We're going to go ahead and start with our auxiliary fuel tank. This by far is one of our favorite mods. So this is a RDS transfer tank, and what's really cool about it is gravity feed is allowed for diesel fuel. So it's certified for that, it's safe, everything like that. And the reason we went with a transfer tank is because this truck only came with a 22-gallon tank. Now, most of them come with a rear 52-gallon, so then you have roughly 70 gallons, 74 gallons, something like that. But this one, for some reason, previous owner took it out. I don't know why I didn't have it. It only had 22-gallon midship tank, meaning it was mounted in the middle along the frame rail. And after looking into replacing the rear tank, it just wasn't cost effective. And I knew that I was going to have room up here on the flatbed. So we went this route. It was super easy. It has 3 bolts. So it's 1 on each side, or I think 4 actually, and then 2 in the middle. And it's just bolted in place there. You have your fill up here, certified for gravity fill. This is what the gravity fill looks like. You have a petcock to shut it off here, and basically this line right here just trickles into the factory filler neck. So what it's doing is, once your midship tank, as soon as it runs down, it's just constantly gravity feeding, trickling into your main tank. So now we have, I don't know, like 65 gallons, which gives us roughly 600 miles, which we never do because we have the kids. But one of the really nice things about it is the fact that we can go ahead and fill up, and we hardly ever have to tow the trailer into a gas station. Now, if we're making miles, doing the whole cross-country thing, obviously we can pull in. We're not afraid of that. We've been doing it for long enough, but it's just a convenience factor. If you remember, you can fuel up the night before, and then you are good to go. They do say that you should add an overflow in case you fill it to the top, and then let's say it becomes very hot outside, it would basically go down and it would shoot a little bit onto the ground. That's what they recommend, which has never happened. Yes, we highly recommend doing a transfer tank like this just for convenience, and you can also save on fuel. Like if you find a really cheap one when you're passing through or wherever, just go ahead and fill up. And then that way you're done fueling, and on top of that, you get it for a good price. After a little bit of use, I'm not stoked on these toolboxes. So we did a previous video of the install. Originally, these smaller boxes were up front and there was nothing in the rear. I'm totally happy with the rears. Once I moved them, I welded them in place, everything good to go. The fronts, I bought aluminum thinking they were lighter, and I thought they would be durable enough, but I've already had a few little issues with the metal cracking and stuff like that, and I've had to do some reinforcements. And then on top of that, I've had a little bit of water or moisture somehow getting in there. Not the biggest deal, but obviously it would be nice if the 2 boxes were like watertight. I would say they're fairly water resistant, but unfortunately I probably should have just gone with steel ones, like one of my buddies recommended, but I'd already bought them, and it is what it is. So we will run them. Hopefully they last a while. Maybe we get like 4 or 5 years out of them, then have to replace them with something better. On this side, this toolbox is kind of like my mechanics set. I got a box of tools, impact gun, a full mechanics hand wrench set. Got some random fluids. I got stuff to work on the trailer. I got some lubricants. I got some Goo Gun, some random spray paint, some towels. This is kind of like my shop side over here on this side. On my other large side is all about leveling and trailer. So we got some ratchet straps. We have a shovel in case there's an emergency we need to dig out. Don't ask me, it happens. We got Anderson bucket, a bunch of levelers. We have our Anderson rapid jack in there, and it works well because this is the side I typically get out of the truck on. This is the driver's side, and then everything's right there. So when I go to unhitch, makes life much easier. This back driver's side bay is my water bay. Typically I keep my extra water hoses. I got my water pump, which I'll link in the description. This is full of all sorts of different water fittings and the water bandit. And normally I have another hose in there as well, but right now I'm using it and it works well because typically we keep our bladder right there on the back deck, and it is nice to kind of have everything all in one place. And the last box here is pure randomness catch-all. There's 2 chairs in there. There's some like little rubber tie downs, and there's a small ammo can, which I believe has some like weights and workout gear. Completely random. All right, so typically this is the way our bed is set up. This is how we roll down the road. So right now, because we are in the eastern part of the country, we are not boondocking. I took our inflatable boat out of our underbelly and I put it right here. And the reason being is we don't need our water bladder. So our water belly is now in there. And it just gives us more flexibility, because before the water bladder is a 265 gallon. It lives right here. But now that we don't need it, I have this thing, you know, that's a rubber boat, but it kind of looks like a dead body. And it just lives on the flatbed. It's out of the way. And I have some weight out of my trailer now onto this truck, which has plenty of capacity. We have our generator mounted up here, which is just a cheap Harbor Freight Predator generator, our small gas can, and obviously it's in a trash bag because we don't use it often with the amount of solar that we have on our setup. I just bolted down that milk crate there, and I'm very happy with that. It's out of the way, it's out of the weather enough, it's accessible enough. Overall, it just sits there, but it's not taking up room in the RV. And again, there's weight on the truck, which has a 7,000 pound payload, so I'm not worried about it. One thing we did here was we had this Husky tote that we used to store our Starlink in, but now that our Starlink is permanently roof mounted, I figured why not have a little bit of extra storage for random things. And it literally is randomness in there. Lincoln's hiking backpack, a blanket, like a little tote. I don't know how I feel about that. It's nice to have the storage. Not super sold on the setup. Originally, I had anticipated running a big long rifle case on this side, like a hard rifle case, and one on that side as well. But now you see we run with 2 of these gigantic chairs on this side, just strapped down, and then our outdoor rugs on this side strapped down, which it doesn't look ideal, but it's been working extremely well. Typically we pull these things out, but this spot we're in is very small, so, and it has a picnic table, so we haven't really been using those chairs. And then the rugs, there's honestly not even enough room for them. Here's something that we absolutely love and we couldn't live without: the Anderson Ultimate Connection. What do we love about it? It's super easy to hitch and unhitch, and it's literally flawless, and the drive and the tow is amazing. For us, having the flatbed with no bed rails, it's very convenient as well, because obviously you can tell I have a couple things lashed down to it. I'm able to lock the boat up to it right here, and it works very, very well to have kind of tie down points for us. If we ever need to remove it, it's super easy. It's like 3 bolts, it takes like 10 seconds. So for us, in my opinion, this works much better than like a Gen Y or a Reese Goose box, just because we have some kind of tie down points and it gives us a little bit of organization. And then on top of it, what we really love about the Anderson is I can see this ball over my fuel tank. So it makes hitching up a breeze. It's super quick, it's super easy. Can't say too many good things about this hitch. I mean, 0 complaints so far. now on to our trusty Max tracks. I say trusty because we recently used them. We were at a kind of what they call their primitive camping area, which was weird because it has water and power. But anyways, we got our trailer, which is 42-foot fifth wheel, stuck, and our truck lost traction. Sure enough, I was lucky enough to be able to back up onto these guys and pull the truck and trailer out. I keep them tied down right here, and then as you can see too, it allows for me to hook my chains for my Anderson hitch right there, and then those get clipped onto the trailer. So overall, this setup has been working very, very well for us. I know it's kind of makeshift, and I know there's people who have more expensive setups out there, but I just kind of wanted to show this as what we have been running for the past, I don't even know, 6-ish months, slowly getting it dialed. It might not look dialed, but it's very functional, and we always kind of go for function over fashion. So far liking it. If you have any ideas, or I would say comments or questions about how we're doing things, and if there's any cool products that you know of, we would absolutely love you to put them in the comments, because I'm looking for different toolboxes that maybe I could bolt down onto here to kind of improve things. But then again, on the other hand, it's working well. So whatever you think, let us know. We appreciate it. This is something I am not stoked on. We do not love it. I got these Salin tires, and it was for sure a gamble. I had read a lot of reviews online, and a lot of people said that they were really, really a good tire. One person said that they were loud, and that's the issue we have. They seem to be wearing kind of funky, and unfortunately, it caused a weird vibration that I thought was our rear drive shaft. And I think it needed work anyways, the rear drive shaft. So we had it completely rebuilt. But it ends up being that it was a weird tire wear. So that was kind of a bummer. We saved on the tires, but then we rebuilt our drive shaft. But the truck has 145,000. So now we know the rear drive shaft is good. And we went with these tires because obviously they were affordable. And at the time we were spending a ton of money. We just bought this truck outright, and we did the fuel tank, and we did the boxes on the truck. We were doing a lot of modifications. We were trying to save a little money. They're fine, they're durable, they're very solid, but they do have a bit more of road noise, and it caused what I believe was an issue, but it wasn't an issue. And you can kind of see the tread here. We went with a more aggressive tread, just knowing that we off-road a lot. Meaning off-road, we take the camper in a lot of areas that maybe we shouldn't, but I went ahead and got these aggressive tread tires thinking it would help, and it has helped in a few instances, but the wearing weird is unfortunate. So we'll just run them until they're no longer good, and we will try something different next time. Front bike rack. So we bought this truck, it came with this bumper, okay? It's ridiculous, but we kept it because we're in deer country often. Coming home late at nights, we're like, if we hit a deer, we're good to go. We were able to weld a receiver right into the front of the bumper. And we bought this bike rack here off Amazon. It's really good. I will link it in the description. We like that you can clamp right onto the frame, and it actually holds the weight of the tires. And it seems like it does not beat up the bikes, which is great. The reason we went with a bike rack like this on the front of the truck was because you can watch them bounce, you can watch them move, and you can see if the clamps are coming loose for any reason, and you can just verify often that they're not falling off of the back of your trailer. So we've had other trailers where the bumper literally ripped off and we almost lost bike racks, and the back of the trailer bounces a lot, so that's not good for the bikes or for the frame of the trailer. So overall, we like having them up front. Some people have asked, does it restrict your view? And like, yes, but no, not enough to bother me personally. The only bummer about this setup that we have experienced is it just makes the truck so freaking long. It's already a long truck. When you go in parking lots and whatnot, you have to kind of back into spots because it's long. You have to back in all the way, or you have to pull in all the way to where the bikes are hanging into the bushes or over the parkway or something like that. So something you have to be aware of. Last but definitely not least is I got a, it's always the small things that I tend to be very excited about, but I got a magnetic charging mount. And I know there's so many different ones. I like this. It's Go Plum. It's whatever. It's been awesome because, we're often camping in places where we don't know the area. So we need our GPS, but then on top of that, we're often filming with our phones. So, we're pulling a lot of battery, and it's so nice to just hop in, put it on here. It's easy to use your GPS. And on top of that, it's charging your phone. Highly recommend it. This just clips onto the vent here, and then you just run your cord. You do need to have a magnetic charging case, everything like that, but it's a silly thing, I think, but we like it, so I figured I was gonna throw it in the video. We'll link it in the description. That's kind of it. It's just a real simple walk around video, showing the truck, showing how we've set it up, showing you what has worked, what has not worked super well. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it in general. Obviously, it rides stiff. It's a 4500, but it's nice having the addition of the Anderson, of the fuel tank. The tires are kind of a thumbs down, double thumbs. And I really would like to hear your thoughts. If you have any nice toolboxes that could kind of make bed rails to me per se, but I don't want anything too tall, because one of the reasons we went with a flatbed was because we didn't want our camper articulating and hitting the bed rail. So I'd really only want something about 6 to 8 inches tall, some sort of toolboxes, or I was thinking long hard rifle cases, something like that, just to kind of clean it up and give me more storage. But anyways, if you have any questions about any of our upgrades or things we've done to them, we will link as much as we can in the description below. And let us know also if you like videos like this. This is just kind of a real world, real life experience after we've been using this setup for about 6 months. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.